the life is being taken away to provide food that takes our life away. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Earthling Weight Loss. My name is Savvy Menke, and today's topic is on whether I think that hunting is the same as animal farming. So I was having a conversation with a good friend on Facebook the other day, and we were just talking about, whether hunting, like going out with a rifle or archery equipment, shooting an animal to harvest it and to eat it, to skin it, maybe to use the fur, just to kill it and then to use it in some way, and how this compared to, how animals are treated on a factory farm. And so this was an interesting topic for sure, and I have a brother that is quite an avid hunter, and that's what he's done for probably a good 12 to 14 years plus, and so he's quite interested in that, and his justification, as far as I know, is just that it is a lot better to work for your food, whether it is an animal or, making a garden and harvesting your plant food. It makes you a little bit more connected to nature in the way that, you're putting something into it, you're putting effort and money into equipment, I would imagine, into getting your food, rather than just, going to the grocery store and then picking out a nicely packaged slab of chicken breast. And so I've had that discussion with a few people before, and in a way it is better, I think. I don't think it's good to kill animals for food, just because we don't need them in our diet. There is nothing that animal-sourced foods can provide us as far as macros and micros that plants cannot. And animal products have a lot of things that you don't want in your diet, like cholesterol, which you don't need any of in your diet, and saturated fat, which both of these are correlated with an increase in risk of heart disease. And so I don't believe in eating animals for food, whether it comes from the forest that you hunted the animal down yourself, or from, a factory, or from the grocery store, I should say. In the end, an animal is dying, like, the life is being taken away to provide food that takes our life away. We're eating death, and it's bringing us closer to death because our disease risk factors are increasing as we consume food that we're not supposed to eat. And another part of the argument is that some people are going to say, well, because we're omnivores, we have, hunting instincts, and that we enjoy the thrill of a hunt. And so, whether or not that's actually true, or that's just someone's, kind of opinion, we are omnivores. I will never argue that. I know some vegans that will insist upon saying that we're frugivores, or that we're strictly herbivores. I mean, we can tolerate meat, we can tolerate animal products. It's just whether we should have to tolerate them so we can survive, which is, how it largely was way back when. You were eating a lot of starches and things like that, and then meat in moderation, maybe as a condiment, or just a side dish, a very small side dish. But now it's just animal products are so plentiful that they're doing a lot of harm. And so I would say it's more dangerous to our bodies to be consuming animal products from a supermarket, from a grocery store, because when you're hunting, you do have to put in effort, burn calories in order to do the action of killing an animal, and you're not continually eating the flesh of the animal because it's in a more limited amount than you'd find in a grocery store. You actually have to go looking for it. Do I think that it's less humane to kill the animal yourself? I don't believe that. It's what is humane, right? That brings up an entirely different conversation. What is humane? I don't think that it doesn't really matter how it's done. The fact is that the animal is dead is the end result, and then their bodies are being turned into products for us to use. but we don't need these products. We don't need them as food. We don't need them in our toothbrushes or hairbrushes or shampoos or anything, right? We just don't need it. And why would you waste time, money, and resources on something that you don't need? My brother has said that he enjoys just being out in nature and feeling connected in that way. And you know, to that I would say, well, can't you just shoot a camera rather than a gun or rather than an arrow? And so you can feel connected to nature in that way, I would say, and then nothing has to die. But I'm not a big animal activist either. I think that animal activism is good, but as a technique for more people to get on a plant-based lifestyle, which, you know, is hand in hand with the concept of veganism, or it should be, then I would say that we have to approach people with more of a nutritional perspective, really to give that person motivation of the personal benefits that they can get, and then they'll start to realize just how much of an impact their eating has on animals and the environment. And so that's my way of doing it. I am a nutritionist through and through. I love science. I love explaining it to people. But as far as hunting goes, it's also sort of like, what do you call it? Free range cattle, free range meat, is the idea that animals have a better life prior to their killing. You know, so they're raised on a more traditional farm rather than inside factory walls, and they're given a little bit better of a diet just to, I guess, make them enjoy life before they're killed for our food. But I also think this is just a fairy tale because it's the same as hunting. Like, in the end, you are killing an animal for its products, and you're going to use those products, and they're not healthy, they don't help you in any way. It's just pointless, in my opinion. But at the same time, there's also family traditions, and, you know, I'm not going to hate my brother because he has chosen to do something differently than I do. So my main point is that it doesn't really matter where it comes from. In the end, it's still a product that we just don't need at all. Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, abundant, meat-free day. I will see you next video. Bye.
I am a songbird, you've gone for growth.